Ladies and gents, welcome back to Stepmom's Basement. Today we are diving into a highly anticipated first-person shooter game, XDefiant from Ubisoft. It's XDefiant, right? It's from Ubisoft. Yeah, I know it's Ubisoft, but let's go over this unbiased, okay, shall we? So I played the closed beta, which is taking place right now, and you can still join. Need a key? Watch a partnered streamer on Twitch. And if you need more details on how to take part and what to do, Google it yourself, because for fuck's sake, who am I to Google that for you? So, and now I can't wait to share my first impressions with all of you on that game, so let's jump right into it. Alright, ladies and gents, so first let's talk about the factions and characters in XDefiant. The game features 4 factions so far, and if you played any Ubisoft game lately, some of them might be familiar to you. So first we have the Cleaners from Tom Clancy's The Division, followed by the Phantoms featuring the future soldiers from Ghost Recon. Phantoms, whatever that one is, I don't know that. And then next up we have the Libertad faction from Far Cry 6, and let me tell you, this is like the most busted faction right now, because of the self-healing capabilities and team healing capabilities they have. So if you want to have the OP class right now in beta, pick those. And then we have the faction Echelon, so Splinter Cell. You know, the Sam Fisher style guys with nice invisible stealth suits stuff and sonar goggles and so on. And then we have a DedSec from Watch Dogs 2. I never played Watch Dogs 2, so I can't say much to them. They are locked during the beta. Are they unlocked now? I don't know. But those are basically the factions you can play in XDefiant. So as you have seen, each faction has its own unique characters and abilities, which also adds an additional layer of strategy to the gameplay of XDefiant. The abilities are, I'd say, not so strong like in games like, let's say, Overwatch, but they give you a nice, as I said, additional layer. And next up, let's talk about the loadouts and weapons in XDefiant. The customization options are quite familiar and shooter standard, I'd say. You can choose from a wide variety of weapons, attachments and gadgets to create your preferred loadout. During my games I experimented with different combinations to suit my playstyle best, and from assault rifles, submachine guns, shotguns, snipers, marksman rifles, you name them, all the typical shooter options are there, and all of them felt viable, depending of course on situation and game mode. So if you play something like Attack and Defend, something with long range might be more feasible than a submachine gun for, let's say, Occupy or Domination. But that's just my personal preference, and that brings us to the game modes. Let's talk about the game modes. The closed beta has 4 game modes. It's a Domination, Escort, Occupy and Zone Control. Nothing too crazy there. So Domination is a classic capture and hold mode where you have to capture and defend objectives. Occupy is pretty similar to Domination, but with only one capture zone, which changes during the matches. Escort requires one team to escort a payload, which in this case is a huge electro robo doggy, and while the other team tries to stop them. So that's kind of familiar, like how Overwatch works. Zone control is all about holding and defending specific zones on the map, and each game mode has its own unique mechanics and strategies. Personally, I have to say, zone control is my favorite right now, because I am a little camper bitch, or like a super aggressive rusher, nothing in between. And when you have an objective fixed on the map with spawns, then you can build a more strategic approach, because you know where the enemy is coming from, as long as you aren't get flanked. So here are my final thoughts on the gameplay. It's fast-paced, it's intense, and it's pretty straightforward. It gives me that old school Call of Duty vibe, you know, and I guess you heard that before from other content creators, but that's like on point. If you played like Call of Duty 10 years or more ago, that's how it basically feels for me. The gameplay felt smooth and responsive. Yes, there are some network issues here and there. The maps are very well designed in my opinion, and if you played other Ubisoft games like, for example, The Division, which I did, you feel right at home because they have those familiar settings. I really like that, and all of them offer plenty of opportunities for different strategic plays. However, there are some points that really need some work until release, not gonna lie. Server and progression bugs are right there now, and these issues are very obvious and are mentioned a lot in Discord and Twitter. The netcode also needs work, because I don't even remember how often I died while I was behind cover. It's infuriating. But to be fair, this is a point Ubisoft already confirmed that they are working on, and they are aware of that issue. in short, I like the game, okay? It's fun for me, and that is what's important for me. I have fun. That's it. I have fun. That's the gist of it. It doesn't invent anything new, really, but I don't think it has to. You know, it caters to known stuff and does that pretty well. It's straightforward, which makes you feel right at home, and I liked it. There's nothing like maybe not trying to push any gaming boundaries or force something new into a known concept is the right call here for Ubisoft, and that's what might actually make XDefiant a success in the future. So, alright, ladies and gents, that's it for me, for my first impression on XDefiant. Overall, as I said, I really like the game. The closed beta was a blast to play and still is a blast to play, so you can join, as I mentioned in the intro. And I can't wait for the full release to see if Ubisoft iron out the issues, and that would make XDefiant a great game in my opinion. And if you're a fan of FPS games in general, I highly recommend keeping an eye on this one. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more gaming content coming to you from Stepmom's basement in the future. From yours truly, DirtyHotte, and with that said, DirtyHotte out.